All right, welcome everyone. This is episode 7 of, is it 7 or 6? Man, I forgot. This is episode 7 of You Did What? And today's guest is Phil Thomas. Thomas and I have known each other
Yeah.
right around there. Phil and I ran into each other one time. We happened to work next to each other. This other Yahoo named Joe Mullen, who I still get a kick out of listening to Phil talk about Joe because Joe's like, what's that dude on um, Family Guy, the guy in the wheelchair? That's who Joe reminds me of. Like,
Dude, you know what? I've been thinking a lot about Joe, but I can't. I have a lot of pride because he hasn't called me in a while, so I don't want to give in and call him. But I'm curious, like what he's doing. Um, Last time I saw him was in La Mesa at some cafe, and it was like an hour download of what he does, and then he took off in this brand new truck, and then I was just left there with my 2002 Toyota Tacoma, wondering how did our lives become so different?
he was definitely different. Him and his attitudes and the way he would just sit there and talk to us. I never understood, but he was funny.
I understand him. I just think what I didn't understand is like his commitment to who he and I think I do now when I'm more mature because maybe he was just more mature than me, but I didn't understand the commitment. He would never waver off his this is what I believe, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'll never depart from that.
I imagine there's a bit of security in that, even if you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I love Joe. And if Joe listens to this podcast, which I don't know if he does, I love you. Um, you know my number.
I haven't talked. Got to be at least.
Yeah.
Do you, do you have? Well, you know what you should do is send him a link to the podcast once I upload.
Yeah, and you won't hear from him. You'll just see a read receipt, right? I will do.
I wonder if he still works at John Deere.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he would shave in the office, surf Facebook. He'd get a bunch of work done. Then he'd tell everybody why they're wrong, and then he'd go home.
No, I
So,
love that guy.
so you though, you're starting a new business. You already have a business.
No, I have a business. I have a janitorial business. It's mostly commercial. It's just route work. Um, and I'm just trying to build that. I actually, it's kind of weird. I only go in like 1 or 2 hours a week right now, and then I work from home, monitor, go behind the scenes, and then I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next because I'm finding myself with a lot, not a lot, but some time that I can contribute. And as we were talking before you hit that record button, like getting older, a lot of distractions are going away. So a lot of my goals are changing.
Your
Probably some
kids
like
are
you.
older, right?
Yeah, my kids are one's in a sophomore in college, and then my son is a junior in high school. Which like when your whole world was them being able to hang out, and now they naturally either they need to focus on other things or they want to hang out with other people. um, you find yourself with some more clarity and some more time, and that's kind of where I'm at.
So you have the empty nest syndrome going.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a syndrome, it's just gradual,
Sure.
but
The
I mean,
evolution of life.
yeah. And I think I it's fine. It's just, and everyone kind of warns you about it, but then they also try to hype it up just because they're insecure about how they feel about it. So I just am honest about it. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Also, not a lot, but I mean, I've been seeing some of my friends like experience health issues, some even like death, and then it's made me reevaluate. Like, hey, like, what is this all about, and what am I trying to do? And I'm coming to the conclusions it's not really traditional goals. Like, I don't want to run a marathon. I don't want to be president of a company. It's other stuff.
No, it makes sense. Like I came to the realization. I'm a few years older than you, I think. So I came to the realization that I have less years ahead than I do behind, and it
Yeah,
gives you a different type of sobriety about life.
yeah. So that's where I'm at. And I kind of knew it was coming because I saw I mean, I saw you from afar. I saw some of my friends go through it, but it's easier to to watch them, and then when you experience it, it's like it's different. But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That'd be more
Which
more time with the wife though, right?
yeah, no, it's cool. She's working and I'm doing my thing, and we spend time for sure. Um, but like right now, we're just trying to. I would say we're trying to spend as much time as with our kids as possible, knowing that they're about to launch.
Yeah. You grandparent status is gonna be coming up, I'm sure, in a couple years.
Dude, I don't know. Are you a grandparent?
Um,
How's that, dude?
it's great because I get all the benefits of having a little kid around until I get tired of her, and then I just go
Yeah, no, I hear that.
pass
I
her
hear
off.
that. I don't know if I'm ready for that because I still have a lot of I don't know. I have nieces and nephews, and then I just think I have too much energy for a lot of my adjacent family members that I become annoying, and I think I could potentially be annoying to my grandkids.
Yeah, of course. You're supposed to.
So
No, you're
that
supposed to do all the things that you wouldn't have done as a parent. You give them caffeine, you give them cocaine, you give them heroin, whatever. Just let them go back to their parents.
yeah,
Hey, you want to run
but
a house with scissors? Go right ahead.
no, but I think it's more on like, hey, like especially with my niece and nephews, like I'm like, hey, do you some when I see them, which isn't a lot, but I'm like, hey, you guys want to do something? Because I'm totally down, but no one ever takes me up on it because I think it's like I'm one of those guys that doesn't plan a lot, and then the trip could potentially be rough, and then they get fearful. But then it could also be epic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, spontaneity is good, and I I remember you always being lively and fun, and sometimes I would sit there and listen to you. I'm like, going with it. Then I catch up with you. Never dull. And I see you all the time on Facebook. Like, you an influencer status yet?
No, I mean, I don't. Here's the thing, like I have a lot of energy, and I think my personality is obviously geared towards sharing and potentially oversharing, right? And I am a little bit self-conscious of the presence I put out there because I want to be measured. Um, I don't want to look like I want to be an influencer because I don't. That's not really what it is. But I mean this. Like sometimes I'll find myself in like situations, and most people won't appreciate it, but I get super excited about it and then I want to share it with somebody, right? And that's where social media is giving me the outlet. But then I could also see it come across as like, oh, you're trying to be an influencer, which is not the case. Um, I'm at so it's kind of weird. And I've been writing on Substack. Um, I just think like life's too valuable not to share it.
No, I think that's a great point, and I think some of the best influencers are people who just doing their everyday stuff, and people enjoy that as opposed to some of the made up things that you see in people. Some influencers feel the obligation to they have to do stuff, so they're always publishing stuff. It's kind of boring and annoying.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways it get in today's world. Like for example, I might not see you a lot, but then we can still have connection through social media, right? And I'm
Yeah,
even scared to say social media because I everywhere, especially in our demographic, it's like social media is evil. Like you're weird if you do it, right?
right.
So I got to call it something else, like letters. Um,
Uh,
but um, but I think it's like one, it allows you to passively stay in each other's lives, and then when you connect, it's not such a big deal.
yeah,
Or if I don't know you well and you we're on where you see me, it opens the door to have a conversation and much more meaningful than you could have on like, you know, online.
no, I think that's absolutely. I think that's brilliant. I hadn't thought about it that way. Like I'm in Kansas right now for a lot of different reasons, but I'm going back to Southern California next month, and I've been gone a year, but I'm part of a bicycle group, call ourselves the Has Been Hooligans from Huntington Beach, and they ride every Thursday night. It was all guys talk about stupid guy stuff and blow off steam and feel that camaraderie. I haven't been there for a year, but I still feel like I'm part of the group because I'm on the group chat. So every once in a while I'll pipe in, but for the most part, I just sit there and monitor it and laugh because I'm like, okay, I know that dude said.
Yeah, yeah.
I get the context. So what you're saying is actually pretty valid.
And just think about it in the context of my life. Like, okay, I just told you I'm in the first phases of empty nest syndrome, right? Like, what do I probably need? I probably need friends. I probably need support. Um, in a world where that's harder to get, and like in a world where it's hard, I would say even though we have cell phones and like emails and all that stuff, it's kind of harder to stay connected. Um, my pastor says it's because the third space is diminishing post COVID. I don't know if that's true,
What does that
but
mean?
people want to go to work and want to go home, but they don't want to have like a community outside of those two arenas, and it's known as the third space.
Interesting.
Somebody probably got rich on labeling that,
Yeah.
but um, so then I mean I think everyone needs some outlet. Like my wife will only listen to me so much, and then before she gives me answers, just so I stop asking her, right? Then we got AI, which is my best friend because I can ask it questions and it'll answer and not say it's tired. But then sometimes it's weird. So I think all these outlets are really good to have support. Um, and the way I'm approaching this new world is like I'll ask my wife, then I'll ask AI the stupid questions, and then once it filters out the dumb questions, I ask my friends the smart questions. So I'm not annoying.
That's actually brilliant too. I do the same thing. I use AI for a lot of stuff now. I don't know how I survived without it 10 years ago.
Yeah. Even in my business, I'll be like, it's 1:19 p.m. Here's my bank account balance. How are we looking compared to last month?
Yeah.
You're fine, but don't press on the gas too much. Only have one beer and you'll be fine.
I can't wait for it to be a robot in my house.
No, the robots will be weird.
Will it though? I mean, look where we're at now. You're talking to a computer.
Yeah, but okay, it's just gonna be weird. It's gonna be like it took me like 5 years to admit like my Chihuahua is one of my best friends, right?
But you talk
It's
to your
gonna take
chihuahua, don't you?
Yeah, right now I talk to him. I'm like, hey, it's kind of boring. Everyone's at the house. What do we do? I think we go eat lunch. Okay, cool. Let's go. They just stare at me. Um, but the robot's gonna be even weird. They're gonna be like, what? You talk to your robot? It'll
Well,
take 5 years. I'm one of those guys who still hasn't sent an emoji.
what?
Yeah, just like it's one of those prideful things.
Dude,
Like
it's 2026. Those things have been
I
around for
won't.
like
I
20
know,
years.
but even though when I'm tempted or it autofills, I'll like delete it and be like, no, I need to keep this streak alive.
You know what? Hey, everybody's got their boundaries, right?
Yeah, but it goes back to like what I want to be measured. Like emoji is too subjective. Like I don't know what these things mean, and it could be interpreted wrong. So I'm trying to be more intentional on how I communicate.
I think that's fair. That way people understand you.
Yeah, and they still don't. So what's that tell them?
Yeah.
What's that say about me?
It means you're interesting.
Maybe.
Uh,
That's another thing I gave advice to that like this because he's graduated college and he was like, "What should I do?" And I'm like, "Stay mysterious, man.
yeah,
Be loud,
I said that
but
this
stay
morning.
mysterious." What?
I go to school and I said that to the kids this morning. I'm like, never let them know your next move, man.
Yeah, you can be loud. I said, "Be loud, man." Like, and it's not about being fake. It's like being who you are, but don't show them everything,
Yeah. Mysterious
right?
is good. Keeps the people interested.
And you know where I learned that from?
Ooh.
It's following Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder. Do you remember? You're kind of my age, right?
Yeah, I'm older than you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Eddie Vedder was way more mysterious before, and if anyone's listening, and I forget someone's listening, um, he's the lead singer of Pearl Jam, right? And there used to be all these like, oh, he's in San Diego playing pool. No way, he's playing pool. Where? At this place. And then, oh, he's in this other band and he's doing this. And then they did a Rolling Stones article like, oh, he worked at a gas station, but then he quit. And then he did this. And then he's from Chicago. He's from San Diego. But he, like, in my high school, he was like, in my high school age, he's one of the coolest icons of our when we were growing up.
yeah.
And then as I've grown, maybe because I'm maturing, but then also he's like showing up at Cubs games, celebrating with Chicago Cubs when they win this World Series. he's making himself more visible. And what I've taken away is he's becoming too accessible and less cool.
I used to work at a place called Pea Soup Anderson's in Carlsbad, and he lived
Yeah.
near there. He would always come in and have pretty down to
Oh,
earth guy.
dude, I know a guy who spent like a year just trying to meet him, and you just met him.
Well, I was never a server. I was it was always went some he always went to the same corner, but he was over there. I'd just be like, oh, cool.
Dude, that's cool, man. Okay, that's worth this podcast right there.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hey, do you know where I'm going tonight?
Where? Royals?
Yep.
Oh, dude, I've been arguing online because they came out with the new uniforms, pink and blue.
So I got to ask, how did you end up being a Royals fan? You've been in San Diego for like 5,000 years.
Okay, so my parents are divorced. My dad lives in Kansas City, or he did, and then he moved, and then he's now back there. But it was just one of those things where we were always there every summer, and he used to bring us super early. Like this is where my memory's fuzzy, but it would be probably like 2 p.m. To a 7 p.m. game,
Oh,
and
you tailgating?
we'd sit in the park. No, we wouldn't tailgate. We'd sit in the parking lot and then wait for the players to come in, and we'd like try to get them to sign stuff. But and then our dad was kind of the spotter because they look different out of uniform, right?
Yeah.
Then he just yeah, that's Bobby Brin, and then you're like Bobby, kid, and we as kids would do that, and then um,
Red Michaels.
no, not Brett Michaels, but yeah, but so we have all those memories. So and then they weren't good for a long time, and then and then probably like in my 30s, and when they started winning the world, when they were starting to win again, um, I just realized like by focusing something like the Royals that remind you of your youth when there's not these complex problems, it's really energizing.
Remember the innocence of it.
Yeah, you like so like a lot of people like, and I started reading the news too, but like if I just watch the game, like the most controversial thought in my head goes like, that wasn't a strike, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find a lot of clarity in it, right? And it energizes me. And then I've met a bunch of like I went to their fantasy camp, and then I met a bunch of people who have similar interests. And it's surprising because there's a ton of high performers that are doing similar things, right?
Yeah. You know who Bill
And then
Burr is, right?
no, should I?
He's a comedian.
Oh
He
yeah.
talks
Okay.
about that. He's like, he said that women get mad at men because we have the ability to sit down and watch a game, and that's all we're focused on and worried about, and we enjoy it. It drives them nuts because they're always multitasking. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it just like I feel like the Royals, and especially like if you pick one certain thing, it's like our soap opera, but then it allows us to connect with other people. So, I mean, I'm meeting someone next week who loves the Royals. He owns a huge business in Kansas City. Um, I talked to I shared a room at the fantasy camp with another guy who owns a big business in Kansas City. Um, there's a dude out here in San Diego that loves baseball, and it's kind of like comic books. Like I make fun of people who like comic books, and I shouldn't because I have someone. I'm like I'm the guy. Like if you let me wear a baseball uniform to everywhere, I would, right? Because it's just. But I probably shouldn't have said that because that's kind of embarrassing, and now it's going public. Um, but yeah, I just like it,
no,
right?
you know what? It's friendly rivalry. There's so many people to make fun of, and they probably make fun of you too.
Yeah. But I mean, no, it's just really cool. And then if you find something like that and then there's a big community around it, I just feel like it's really beneficial. And it's back to like what I've been trying to say is like I'm trying to build a good support system because I feel like given the stage of life where we're at, it's only going to get harder. And I'm probably not going to do it by myself. And I need to start building communities. And yeah, my wife is here, but then also she needs a community to support her. And I think the better and bigger the team is, the more life will be enjoyable and the more fulfilling it will be.
I think spot on. I think that's a great way to look at it. And I'm still kind of chewing on the third space thing too. You're talking about the benefits of social media and how that can help you connect with people. But when you said the third space, I realized that sometimes social media makes us lazy because we're not working hard enough to have people. in that third. It used to be Wednesday night bingo or Thursday night bowling or
Yeah.
stuff like that where you had to, but you didn't have to. But you did, went out and hung out with people, connected with them that way.
It trips me out too, like how people are so insistent on um I got my family time and then I got my and then because you'll be like, hey, do you want to go to, I don't know, happy hour? Oh, I got my kids, right? And I'm like, dude, I'll bring my kids. My kids need friends too. And it's not, and when I say happy hour, I mean like pizza port, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like pizza, beer, like everyone's running, all the kids are running around. I don't understand
Yeah, like
today's
round table
society.
is perfect for that.
Yeah, it's like similar. So it's like I don't understand this whole like why we have to compartmentalize everything. Where like if you're my friend, my kids are your friend, right? And
Yeah.
I'm not. They'll, yeah, you may be crazy, and I'll just tell them afterwards that dude's a little crazy, but you know. But I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't want to shelter them from that, you know.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. You're still in San Diego, right?
Yeah,
Or actually, you were just outside San Diego, like
I'm 3 miles out of San Diego, so I live in Poway.
that's right, Poway, yeah, on the
But
right off
everyone's
the
like,
15.
don't try to kill my street cred, man. It's only 3 miles away. It's I think it's actually a mile away from the city border, actually.
So you don't have street cred if you don't live in San Diego?
Well, I mean, I went to high school here because so they're gonna be like, oh, you're not anything north of the eight's not San Diego. No, dude, it is now,
No,
and I
no,
can
anything
still
north
speak
of the
on
8's
the.
not ghetto.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm from everything's good, okay, like, but it would back when we were in high school, it was like, oh, only certain parts were recognized in San Diego. Then you can't speak with authority about local topics, and that's why I'm like sensitive. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm only 1 mile outside of. I can still talk about, you know, the condition of the beaches or the parks or whatever we want to talk about.
Just stay classy, that's all that's important.
Yeah, that's for all the outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone who's not from here, I think, says stay classy.
I did like San Diego a lot. I had a good time living there.
Well, it's not too late.
Now I'm kind of
No,
wedded to
I
where I'm at
get it.
now.
I get it. But are you excited to come back?
Yeah, dude. Kansas has been cool, but they have that saying out here: if you don't like the weather, just wait a day. Rough. I miss the
Yeah,
SoCal weather
yeah, I
and
know.
the
It's supposed to.
convenience of food nearby and a Target 5 minutes away. It's like I live in Leavenworth right now. It's
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
small town.
I'm trying to think what they have. They have that good fish fries restaurant there.
Not really. no, no. Like like one of the first weeks we were here, we said we'll give the sushi a shot just for the heck of it, man.
Yeah.
I swear it was it was probably fish that they got from the local watering hole and just drug it across the floor and slapped it on the plate. It was bad.
Well, I don't have that experience. I don't know. But yeah, I live in San Diego. What do we have bad here? Um,
Nothing.
yeah, I'm pretty spoiled.
Yeah,
I
San
mean, I
Diego as a
guess.
town is like one of the most perfect towns there.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to talk about cost, but I mean, it is what it is. If you, I mean, good lives aren't free. You
No,
know, you sacrifice to endure the weather, or sacrifice other ways to make manifest the life you want to live.
I just like the culture there too. There's just such of a diverse range of like people and interests and like
Yeah.
they say San or what is it? New York never sleeps, but San Diego is not boring.
No, San Diego's not boring, and what I like about it is that like everyone wants to deny their responsibility. But maybe I'm wrong on this, but this is my perception. People don't want to appear uptight, even if they are, right? So you could be talking to a CEO or somebody with a great amount of responsibility, run a very tight ship, high strung career, but they'll be like, no, no, they'll try to deny it, like by wearing flip flops and a surfer hat and like, hey man, can you play golf on Monday at noon? Yeah, why? Why are you saying I can't? No, I was just asking. If you have a job, it's cool. No, I mean, I have flexibility. That's San Diego, right?
Yeah,
And then other places like, no, I'm vice president. I'm really important. Um, it's insulting and it's embarrassing that you can play golf at noon on a Monday. Yeah, I'll go to the parking lot and feel bad about myself. Sorry for asking.
Yeah, there is a lot of uptight people in the world, but you know, it's I think it's indicative too of like where we're going as a country. Like, what's America known for? Invention, capitalism, but price.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't know where you're going with this. What are you saying? Like, we have to work hard?
I think that's what the mentality is. Yeah,
Yeah, and I would say I work all the time. I just think it's just the in San Diego, it's the appearance. Like, you don't want to appear. It's like they don't want to have you see them sweat, right? And San Diego wants to make that life look easy. That's the perception I have.
I, I
When
agree
it's
with that.
right, it's definitely not.
I I used to when I would live in San Diego and I worked at SDSU, which was a great gig by the way. We went down to the beach to tea, and I got there early and I started doing my stretching right there at Mission Beach.
Yeah,
The green grass right next to the boardwalk. It's very picturesque. And I'm doing my stretches and just kind of relaxing, and I see this homeless guy um, walk up to a trash can, and his hair was all messy, and he's dirty clothes, but he seemed very affable. He walks up to the trash can, grabs a half bottle of Starbucks, picks up a half lit cigarette, grabs a newspaper. He sits down, has a smoke, drinks his coffee, and reads a newspaper on the beach. And I started thinking to myself, what am I doing wrong? That guy's very happy right now. He's reading a newspaper, having a coffee, smoking, and it didn't cost him a thing.
I mean, it did cost him, and he's probably not too content with that. But
He looked happy to me.
yeah, I guess that goes back to Southern California too. It's like we might not have the biggest houses or the biggest property, um, but
We're not
I
stuck in those
think
houses either.
yeah, we're not stuck in the houses, and I think we're kind of content with the the action that we live amongst, right? Like it's like I was. This is a random off topic, but I was just telling somebody I don't want to retire to a big property and just rest somewhere where no one sees me. I kind of want I like this lifestyle where it's like very active and very out of your house. And we might not be able to afford every single big thing that comes out. Like in Kansas City, it's way more affordable. People have bigger things. You go to people's basements are as big as my house.
Yes. I love having a basement.
But I mean, they got a lot of big things, and like they open a store and it's got a big yard to the big store. But I mean, I don't think you really need that. We trade that with weather for weather, activity, and social interaction.
And convenience too.
Yeah,
Like where I'm moving to. So I'm moving to a place called Fountain Valley, which is right near Huntington Beach, Orange County. And 5 minutes in any direction, just about everything I need. Costco,
that's
grocery
well, that's
store.
weird too because you've always fancied yourself as this. Like, I always thought you had this brand of like being a cowboy, right?
I didn't start riding horses and wearing a cowboy hat until I got here to Kansas.
No, but I mean, I felt like you're that guy who's like, dude, I just want to like walk in the hills and think to myself and write, and then come back with these crazy stories to publish, right?
Well, I do that.
No, I know you do. And that was the first when I first met you, that was the perception I had of you. I was like, oh, this guy's like this, you know. I don't know. If I had to take a picture of you, it'd be like you in a wheat field.
Why's it got to be a wheat field?
I don't know. It's and then you're looking out in the distance with some like military-ish kind of cowboyish hat, and it's got that like I don't know that filter on it that shows like weathered but smart, noble. And then I meet you, and it's like I just like convenience. I want Target 5 minutes down the road. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I got
And then
spoiled.
even when I met you outside of your office, you used to read books and put them outside, right? You had this like bookshelf, and you put all your books outside.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you. And go to my friend and I go, "Who's this guy, dude? He must be smart, dude. He reads a lot of books." And I'm not saying you're not smart, but it was like when I met you, it was like a curveball. I was like, "Oh, this guy's just he's normal,
Yeah.
not normal in a bad way, but you know,
Like everybody else.
Yeah, I thought we were going to talk about like some obscure like 1800 book about some theory that we forgot about that now is applicable today.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint.
No, it's not. I just like always think about that. I'm like, it's interesting because I never thought I would become friends with you because it was like one, we had really different jobs and we were really busy at different areas of just pursuing whatever we were pursuing. So it's interesting to see where it's at now. Like I'm like, when I first saw that bookshelf, and I was like, dude, this guy, I'll never be this dude's friend, right? We're just too different, but it's actually kind of fun. It's
Actually,
refreshing.
I just remember the first time I remember meeting you, and that was in Camp Shelby.
That's not the first time you met me.
When did we meet before that?
I forget. It was like during the fires or something. You were complaining about the food, and I'm the one who ordered the food, but I didn't want to speak up because I was like, dude,
Which
I just
fires? The
heard
San
you.
Diego fires?
Yeah, and I just heard you, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's complaining about the quality of the food. He's like, who picked this? And I'm like, I did, but I'm not gonna say anything, right? Like, because all I know is like, I'm like, oh, dude, the book dude is arguing about or complaining about the food. Um, but yeah, I remember in Camp Shelby
Wait, what office are you talking about? I don't remember.
in Kearney Mesa. You were in the office upstairs, and
Oh,
you
when
had
I
a
was in
bookshelf.
recruiting?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 2009.
yeah, but that's my first memory. Like, I'm like, dude, who puts books out there? Like, either you're like, it was just weird.
Yeah.
That was when I was that was when I was really immature and really young, and like I would read things and try to hide it from people because I didn't want to lose my street cred.
What street cred though? What do you? What,
I have no street cred, and that's what I realized, right? But it's like I had no street cred. I was insecure, so I try to overcompensate by pretending like I'm not trying to develop myself and learn. And then now I'm realizing, like, wait, I never had street cred. I should have just been myself.
isn't that the quest though? Like, and that's the thing I think everybody struggles with the most. Who are we really?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think about that because I think it's a fleeting time. Like, well, who I am today is not who I'm going to be tomorrow, and who I am today is not who I was before, right?
You're developing, and it's okay with you. What's wrong with it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think we spend a lot. We spend too much time trying. I mean, I get it. I get the question, and I get why you'd want it. But I feel like it's if we're always changing, then why are we always trying to figure out who we are? And then by the time we figure out who we are, we're going to be somebody else,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I think the better question is who do you want to be?
Or maybe what is it you really want to do?
Yeah, but even that, like, there's only so much you can control, right?
Yeah. But you do what you can.
Sure, sure. But
Like, do you have a bucket list
I say I have a bucket list, but I don't. So, like for example, we bought Olympic tickets this morning, right?
to go to the Olympics?
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
yeah, but it's like for example, I didn't really have any intention of going to the Olympics until like my wife sent me the email saying, "Hey, we could buy tickets," right? But I will say, like, that's what I love about my life. I've experienced. I feel like just like you and everybody else, but I think I appreciate it. That's the superpower I have is I appreciate it a little bit more than most people, in my opinion.
Just what stuff, things that happen.
Just experiences, right? Like I see some people who try to play it down. I'm like, no, dude. Like I remember when I won a bowling ball, I was super stoked, right?
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, but some people are like, oh, it's just a bowling ball. But it's like, dude, don't kill my joy.
But you won it.
I know, and I still remember, but and I still get stoked, right? I didn't even bowl.
I
I
I
don't even know.
I same thing. 91X. I won a snowboard. Never snowboarded in my life, but I was happy to go down there and get it.
Yeah, but I always think about that bowling ball. I'm like, dude, remember I won that bowling ball? That was sick, right? And then when I have a bad day, I'll be like, dude, maybe I'll win another bowling ball.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you 100%. Like, if you don't celebrate the little victories, then you're just always gonna be miserable.
Yeah. So back to your point, I don't have a bucket list because I think bucket lists are kind of disappointing.
Oh, because if you don't do it, then it sucks?
Or if you do it, you build it up. So like the journey is the fun times, right? So it's like I believe in doing things like if you have an opportunity, like for example, snowboarding. Like we probably should go snowboarding if you want to do it now instead of when you're 70,
Oh yeah.
right? I believe in that. But I wouldn't say it's a bucket list. I would just say like I want to put myself in position of opportunities and I want to optimize those opportunities when they come up. And opportunities aren't easily predicted.
Yeah, I
So
get
that's
that.
my philosophy on life, right?
So what's the craziest thing you've like spur of the moment spontaneous thing that you've done recently like that that supports theory on life?
Okay, so this is not that spontaneous. Actually, my high school group chat is arguing about how it's not as spontaneous as I claim. But um, like I went to spring training. I'm a baseball fan, and this is not as big of a deal. But it's like I went to spring training in Tampa. Um, I had a friend who was going out there, but they were had a group of friends, and I didn't know any of them. So I booked two flights. I booked a flight on a Monday and I booked a flight on a Tuesday, and I didn't know if I was going to go or not. Um, and then I asked my wife on Sunday, should I go? She's like, yeah, why don't you? You should go. I go, I'll go on Tuesday. I canceled the flight on Tuesday. During while I was at the airport, I didn't know where I was going to stay. I was trying to call ahead and see if they had any room in the Airbnb they rented. Evidently, they didn't. They were giving me signals, so I had to figure out where I was gonna stay in Tampa. I ended up getting a free hotel in Tampa next to the airport,
Wait, how'd you get a
and
free
then
hotel?
because I have, mm, you know,
Points?
points or whatever.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so I go to this place and I stay. Um, I end up sitting next to a heavyweight cage fighter that's fighting on the main card at the Hotel Rock, at the Hard Rock in the Seminole. He's telling me about how he does logistics. I'm like, I do logistics, anyways. He's
What?
like, yeah, his name's Larry Gonzalez. Now we're Instagram friends.
Huh.
So he goes there, and I go, dude, I'll try to go to your fight. But then I saw the ticket prices. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, right? Um, so then I go to the baggage claim, and then I see this guy with a nine strap or something. It's a baseball logo, and I go, dude, what's up with this logo? You got all this stuff. Then he explains to me he's meeting with all these teams. Um, he started this baseball invention and no one was picking it up and he was super disappointed, but he's out here to meet all these baseball people and try to sell them on the idea. So I go, hey, let me try him on, and then I take a picture of it, and then I start following him on social media. And then last night he was on Shark Tank and he got to deal with all four of the investors. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Then I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Anyways, then I go then we go to all the spring training games, which was cool. And then I just went to the Yankees practice. And I would just walk there every day. And then I came back and I probably spent $200, maybe $300.
For all that.
Yeah. But that's what I do. And that's like the struggles. Like when when people ask me what I want to do, I want to do a lot. But also I really like that flexibility. Um, and that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out what how can I design a life that gives me that flexibility? And then I like to share it with people and share the joy, but then I also know the downsides. It maybe looks mysterious and a little bit irresponsible.
You know what's cool though is you met a professional fighter and then inventor on the same trip. And
Yeah, but so that's what I mean. It's like I didn't even know that was going on,
right.
but
But
I do
like
feel
for you
like you
that's
just gotta be like, hey,
happenstance. For other people,
yeah,
like that doesn't happen at all.
it does, but I don't think they go, hey, what's up, man? Why are you wearing all this baseball stuff? It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I mean, if you're curious, and obviously he's got it on for a reason, because it wasn't like just a
Yeah. But I mean, no one will take that extra step. Or not no one, but a lot of people
they
won't.
won't. Yeah, they won't strike up that conversation. They won't get into
So
that third space.
yeah. So that's what I try to do. And that's by like back to the what's your bucket list? I don't really have it because
You don't need one.
when you lock in a plan, you don't leave yourself open to these other opportunities that you could potentially and it's not a lot of investment. Like really it's just a conversation and it's probably like 5-10 minutes and potentially like You never know what opportunities could happen after that.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. One of my friends is his name's Todd Lyons. He's a
I feel
retired
like I know.
he's a retired professional BMX racer. He was the first guy to do a backflip in a BMX race.
Wow.
Um, he so my girlfriend's daughter goes to a school. His daughter went to the school. We ended up being friends with him. Like uh, building that third space, as you say, we could have just not like talked to him at all and never been friends. But just like you, it's like, hey, why? I asked him one day. I'm like, I don't understand what you do. Why are you famous? And he was kind of like, huh? Because I don't think anyone's ever asked him why he's famous, and so he explained it to me, and then I saw videos, and so I get what you're saying. If you don't take the time to ask, if you don't take time to do things, and all you work on is that bucket list, you don't get to it. Yeah, it could be depressing.
Yeah, but I mean, and then I don't know. I think a lot of people complain about their circumstance, but if you just like take a moment and look around and like explore where you're at, there's a lot of adventures and a lot of fun around you.
Yeah, that was the whole point of this podcast because I wanted to just start asking random people, "Hey, who are you? Oh, I'm such and such. Hey, you want to be on my podcast?" And just ask people what's their story. Who are you? What have you done?
Yeah.
But so far, it's only been people I know, and luckily, people have said yes.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's how it starts, dude.
Yeah.
Right? But honestly, that's how it starts. Like it's just what I did, what everyone does. It's like, okay, you start now everyone's going to start trying to refer people to you to interview. That's what the big podcasters do. I notice, right? They're like, name two people who you would want to be on this podcast, right? And then they're like, oh, I think like the president, this, help me get him. Okay, I'll call. That's what they do.
Okay. Who do you think I should have on this podcast? Joe Mullen.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say Joe Mullen, but he's like, I don't know what he's doing right now. He's probably like, I don't know, building a defense in the East County mountains of San Diego, right? Like
You think he's a
teaching,
prepper?
I don't know, dude, teaching his kids land nav right now. Um,
That dude's so.
yeah. No, but I'll think of some. But I think you want spontaneous people.
Yeah. You know
Okay.
what? It doesn't matter. I have no genre who I want to interview. It's really just a way to hear people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll get some people.
So, but before we started recording, you were on a tangent about something that you had done. Remember what it was?
Well, I have like you talking about the spontaneous stories or whatever,
I don't
what
remember.
I've done. Well, I'll give you a choice. Like, do you want to hear about the World Series or do you want to hear about the Pearl Jam concert?
Oh yeah, you were talking about the Pearl Jam concert and the
I was
clown.
talking about both actually. Like
Yeah.
one
Well,
with Joe Mullen.
you could do both of them. I don't care.
Okay,
This
we'll
is your
start with
show.
the okay. So I tell these stories because I was like, I'm just like everybody. I probably want to hear the best story and I want to remember the best story. But I can't promise these are good stories even, but they're exciting to me. So in high school, I think it was like right after senior year, um, this my friend and his brother and I remember they were kind of cool kids in our school. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go to a
San Diego, right?
yeah, San Diego. They go, you want to go to a Pearl Jam concert?" I'm like, sure, right? They were playing at Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. It's about a 12, 13-hour drive from San Diego. And we had to work or somebody had to work, so we had to drive overnight. Right. So it's me, my friend, his brother, and his girlfriend. We're in a car. We drive through the night, and then I wake up and we're stranded on the side of the road. And so I think we're on the one. This was before GPS or anything.
Yeah. Thomas
And
Guide.
yeah, it's Thomas Guide. And we were I remember we were staring at the ocean, it's overcast overnight, like on the side of the road. I'm the guest, right? So I'm sitting there. He's arguing with his girlfriend who was driving. Like, how could you not know where we were at? We were all asleep, right? How could you not know where we were at? And I'm just like, don't say anything. He's got angry dad syndrome. There's nothing good I can say, right? He's arguing, like they're bickering. And I was like, okay, cool. So, dude, we were there in like maybe an hour, I think. And then some dude comes and goes, "Hey, do you need help?" And then he steps out of his car and he's in a clown costume, like with makeup, right?
In the middle of the night.
It's in the middle of the night. And mind you, I don't know what time it is in my memory. And his story was, "Hey, I'm a professional clown and I just got off doing this party." And I
Did
was like, dude,
Did you ever read the Stephen King novel It?
no, because I don't read like you, like I told you. Um,
But you know the story, right?
no,
The
don't
bad
tell
guy
me.
the bad guy's a clown in that
Oh,
book,
I didn't know. Okay. Well, I'm sure. They're scary. They're super scary, right? So,
especially at 3 in
anyways,
the morning.
something like we didn't have the jack, we didn't have the tools, right? And I'm gonna text that guy and be like, "Hey, is this story right completely?" I remember this clown guy because we had no choice, and he helps us. And then we drive down the road, and the whole time I'm like, "Dude, did a clown just really help us? This is right."
And you're sober.
I'm sober, right? And then the the brother worked at a tire store. So what we had to do was go down the road, find a shop to repair this tire. But no one was open, and it was just like the attendant. And then I remember him having to beg for access to the tire machine in one of the shops, and we were sitting in the shop. He repairs it, right?
That's
The whole
handy.
time, the whole time everyone's pissed. Then we eventually get to Golden Gate Park much later than we thought we'd be, right? And I remember changing my underwear in the porta potties, right?
'Cause hygiene's important.
Hygiene's important, right? I remember people on stilts. I remember we got up into the front and it was um, Bad Religion and then Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder gets sick probably like 2 or 3 songs into the show, and then Neil Young plays. The whole time we're just holding on to the front with the pot at the mosh pit. My friend's crazy with steel toe shoes. I remember him lecturing me about how I needed to wear steel toe shoes, right? After the fact, I'm like, dude, I didn't know. I remember one of us losing their shoes and then him lecturing us about how you need to tie your shoes. And then I remember just being disappointed that Eddie Vedder got sick, but then also really like super stoked about life because of that story. Like, I'm like, dude, what an experience, right?
Yeah.
What a like we made it to the show. It's like crazy. I've never been to San Francisco in my life. It made me open my eyes up over like how big the world potentially could be and how impromptu the world can be. And then I remember having an epic show. One dude walks out of the concert with no shirt on because it was ripped. Another one had no shoes. The boyfriend and girlfriend in the car are making up. We go to Fisherman's Wharf, get um, clam chowder, and then we go home. And then we have this epic story that we're still friends forever for.
That's funny, dude. I would have been like
I don't even know if that's a good story.
it's hilarious because I would have been stressed out at meeting a clown at like in the middle of the night on
I
on a
know. And I
highway.
wrote the story to this dude, and I go, dude, was this right? And he goes, yeah, it was right. But I'm gonna ask him again because it's to me, it's like it was so unbelievable that I was like, dude, I can't believe. And that actually, it kind of taught me that you gotta live spontaneous. And it's if you would have if I would have picked that route in the beginning, I probably or they would have given me that option, I probably wouldn't have done it. But it was such a good memory, and I reference that memory all the time.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then okay, the World Series one. I don't know if you remember, but me and Joe Mullen started this obstacle course racing apparel line, right?
I
Because
vaguely remember you guys doing some. I remember
okay,
doing a combine with you that
yeah,
no one showed up to.
obstacle course racing was all the rage, and everyone out there's gonna be like, ah, I get it, dude. Anyways, so his Joe was like, okay, we're gonna go to the obstacle course racing championships of the world, which is in Ohio. So we go out there, we have like apparel that we're gonna sell. Meanwhile, the
Oh,
World
that's
Series,
right. You guys were doing the clothes stuff.
yeah.
The
So
V6, what it was?
yeah. So we went out there and I have all the apparel. And then meanwhile, it's the World Series, right? And the Royals, back to your question about the Royals, and they never won. And then it's 2014, and then they won and they go to the World Series. And then I remember I didn't know how to tell him, dude. I was like, I know I'm supposed to be here, but I need you to take me to the airport. Yeah, right? And he's like, what? And I'm like, I know. But I'm like, the Royals are never in the World Series. And this is like once in a lifetime opportunity. At least I thought at the moment, right?
And you weren't that far away either. Ohio to
No, they were playing in San Francisco when we were in Ohio.
oh, that's a bit of a flight.
So he's like, what? I remember he's all being disappointed. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I just got to go. I don't know how to describe this to you. Anyways, so then we're in Ohio. We go to Cincinnati and they're like, no flights to San Francisco. I'm like, dude, I need you to bring me to Louisville. He's like, what? I'm like, just bring me to Louisville. It's all raining. And I felt like we just broke up or something. I remember he's like kind of pissed at me, but I'm like, you'll understand later. So I book a flight from Louisville to San Francisco, right? And I'm sitting there. This is interesting. Both stories are from San Francisco. Anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Because I have no ticket, I have no hotel, right? And the game starts right like pretty close to when I land. Not well, not close, but not enough time to really settle in. So I'm watching, and I went to Kansas, University of Kansas, and then I'm sitting there, and I was like, what do I do? And then I noticed that the flight attendant has a Kansas pin on her lapel, right? And then I go back to her when she's doing her duties, and I go, hey, excuse me, here's the story. I want to go to the World Series. She's like, I'm going to the World Series with my dad. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, did you go to Kansas? She's like, yeah. I go, so do I, because I'm trying to build credibility, right?
Right.
It has no relevance.
Street cred.
And I'm like, hey, what do I do? Because I want to go to the game, but I got my bags, and I can't bring my bags into can't drag them around the city. And I remember her telling me, well, they hold your bags for 24 hours until they put them or 12 hours, something like that. So just don't pick up your bag. And then I'll go, okay, cool.
Wait, wait, you did what? You just left your bags there?
Yeah, because she told me they have a policy. If they don't pick up the bags, they put them in the back, and then you just got to go tell
So
them,
you
like,
just
hey,
stored your bags for free at the airport.
yeah, I remember. So, okay. So I went there, and then I took the train down by the stadium, and there's a ton of scalpers, right?
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm watching this, and I'm like, I even remember seeing the Royals bus pull into the stadium. I'm like, dude, this is so crazy. And then it was Facebook, I posted a picture of me in San Francisco. So I feel this mounting pressure, like, are you going to the game? And I'm like, I gotta go to the game, but I have no ticket, right?
But
So I'm
and you
watching.
had to go to the game because you left Joe hanging in Ohio.
I had to go to the game because I left Joe hanging, and I already publicly announced I was at San Francisco, right? And everyone knew I'm a diehard Royals fan. What a loser if I didn't go to the game, right? So I got all these scalpers, and then what I found out was all the ATMs were zapped to cash because all the scalpers were taking everybody's money, right? So I had to run around the city and get cash. Then I come back, and then I find out all the scalpers are selling fake tickets, right? So a lot of
How
people,
did you know that?
because they were taking the money, and then people were coming back and not being able to get in, right? They would take. So then, anyways, I don't know if the story's boring, so I apologize if it is. Um, I remember haggling with the scalper. I remember the San Francisco PD yelling at me to put my money away, and I was super mad. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I'm trying to show him I got real money. Like, I need to show him this, right? I need to let him know I'm for real. And I'm out. And he's like, put away. You're gonna get ripped off. I'm like, shut up. Anyways, then I met a family there, and then we had a strategy of like, hey, maybe if we get in pairs, it'll be easier to buy a ticket. And then I was paired up with this girl, and I said, hey, okay, you go in a circle and I go in a circle and try to get two pairs, right? So I'm like in the crowd, we're all in the crowd, and then I see her and she's crying, right? I'm like, why are you crying? I don't even know this lady, but I remember her. And she's like, I bought a ticket without you and it ended up being fake. And I remember lecturing in the crowd. I go, this is why you don't leave your teammates.
She's probably like, who the hell is this jackass?
I'm like, we had a pact and you broke it because you didn't know me and I didn't know you, but I was going to buy two and you were going to stab me in the back, right? And you're going to leave me thinking I was. So I was like, so I remember leaving her crying. And then, so I was all stressed out because I'm getting texts like, dude, are you gonna be in there? And I remember being right outside the ticket window. The game time is coming, and I'm panicking because I'm a failure. And then I remember the ticket lady go, "Hey, some players release tickets at the last second when their family can't come, right?" So I'm like desperate. I'm just staring at her like these sad eyes, right? But there's some dude in front of me. And then I remember it was like right when the first pitch goes, and she goes, "Somebody just released tickets, but it's like $100." And the guy's like, and I remember just putting my credit card over his shoulder. She grabbed it, slid it, boom. I got in. I was right on the side. I was right by the field.
Shit. Awesome,
And
dude.
and then I went
For
to,
only
and then I
$100?
it was not. I mean, I don't know. It's not expensive, right? And it was like maybe 140 to be fair.
Yeah,
But
but you're down on the field?
dude, I got a picture and everything. But it's crazy because I sit next to this guy and he goes, "Who? Do you know who these players are?" I'm like, "Oh my god." I just flew here from I flew here from Louisville. I left my friend who we were supposed to start a business together. He probably hates me. It was just probably why he doesn't return my calls to this day. And you get in this, you have the privilege of sitting in the seat and you don't even know who these players are. Like this is, but anyways, the Royals lost. But then that was another lesson. Like, who cares if the Royals lost? That was such an epic story, right?
Yeah.
And I, ju- I don't know what to really take out of that other than like try to put yourself in good positions and optimize those opportunities when you can.
The thing is none of us really know why we're here. So if you want to do something, do it because why not?
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's a theme, like, at least for me, internally, it continuously proves that, like, hey, you can be and do anything you want to do. You just got to kind of like not be so rigid.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being in an escape room. And you just got to keep on turning the knobs until one of them opens.
Have you done that before?
No, but I walked by one and it scared me.
That's stupid.
Not the actual concept of people in the way.
Oh man. I used to love going to work when you were there because sometimes you just come up with the most random stuff. I'm like, where does he get this, man? Just out of like the ether of like craziness. I loved it.
I know I couldn't go to escape room because I didn't have a trench coat.
I think you're thinking of a different room.
Okay, maybe so.
Did,
Anyways,
did it
yeah,
have
those are
like
my
did it
stories.
have
I don't
like
know if those
light
are cool or
bulbs and
not.
neon lights around it?
No, it was like really, I don't know. It was like in La Jolla, but it was just like
Oh,
a
that
bunch of
would
Harry Potters, right?
yeah, okay. That makes sense. If it was in La Jolla, it was probably legit.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if those stories are good, but like, I don't really care if they're good because they keep on inspiring me to do cool stuff, try to do cool stuff.
I mean, define good, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
up to the
can.
interpretation of everybody who's viewing it.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it, tell them to piss off.
Yeah. I don't want to tell anyone to piss off,
I'll do it
but
for you.
that's it. No, I mean, anyways. But yeah, those are my stories. I hope they're good.
I loved
If
it.
they're not, don't, if they're not, don't tell me. Just text me.
No, I thought it was great. Like, I'm gonna be thinking about the clown dude for a while.
I know, dude. I'm gonna confirm that because like I kind of sometimes want to write these stories out, but then I'm like, I don't want to embellish, so I want to make sure that's legit. And I've checked it, but I'm gonna check it again.
But that's the whole point of a story is embellishing it.
Maybe so.
If you're writing it down and it's just for fun, write it how you remember it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm 99.9% it was a clown.
What else could it have been? Not a whole lot of things you can mistake for a clown.
No.
I mean,
Anyways,
unless you did some shrooms and like,
no, I didn't take no drug free here. I'm sorry.
I admire that.
So yeah, but that's my deal, dude.
Oh, I love it, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I did this so we could rekindle our friendship.
Yeah, it's been a while. This was a good excuse to get together.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay. So, is that it?
Yep, that's it. I got the you did what in there.
Oh man. Okay. This is my first podcast. I hope it was good. Um, Even if it wasn't, it's still cool.
Well,
I'll
I'm
see you when you come to California.
yeah.
Am I gonna?
Well, so there, I'll be there in June.
All right, let me know.
Yeah, I'll hit you up.
Okay, we'll go to the World Cup.
What's that?
I don't know, but after school.
uh,
All right, I'll talk to you later, dude.
all right, buddy. Cheers.